defeat in the War of Wrath marks the end of the First Age and the beginning of the Second. Point of reference, The Lord of the Rings chronicles the end of the Third Age. So how long is an age? They're as long as Tolkien wants them to be, damn it! They're roughly as long as Middle-earth can last without a devastating war which occasionally changes geography. So the First Age was 590 years. The Second? 3,441. Yes, a lot more peaceful round here now the Noldor have gone. They haven't all gone, of course. You know, Galadriel's still here, Gil-galad. Celebrimbor we haven't mentioned yet, he's interesting. And, well, yeah, Maglor's around here somewhere. And Elrond and Elros actually are only 1/8 Noldor. They're 3/8 human, which is enough. They get the choice. Are they going to be human or elf? This is one of the bits where Tolkien's lack of detail really, really kills me. I read those few sentences 100 times, pulled them apart, put them back together, and then yelled at the book. But why does Elros choose to be human? Him and Elrond, they're twins, they've lost their parents, they've spent all their time together so far, suddenly they don't ever want to see each other again? There followed much pacing, mulling, and sulking. I didn't get much further. Or actually, why did Elrond choose to be an elf? How has that ever gone well for him so far? Why did he choose differently? I mean, did they know what the other one was going to choose? They know each other really well. Did they agree? It must have been heartbreaking, right? Oh, it really frustrates me that we don't know. We know nothing about their relationship. I'm hoping that in the Unfinished Tales there's a really clear explanation, but I have a feeling there's not. Anyway, we're following Elros now, who has decided to be human and is off to Numenor. Numenor is this beautiful star-shaped island off the west of Middle-earth. And I'm trying to shake the feeling that it's the Valar's genetic engineering project, like we'll take a few select humans, or an Elros who was part elf, he can be king of them all. There we go, we've weeded out all the nasty common blood who sided with Morgoth. What can possibly go wrong? Who's the bravest, most loyal, noble character in Lord of the Rings? Who can you think of who basically doesn't make any mistakes that you can bring to mind? I submit Samwise Gamgee. A hobbit, and even by lowly hobbit standards, he's not even from a very good hobbit family. I also submit to you, there was nothing wrong with Feanor's bloodlines. So put that weed in your pipe and smoke it, you ridiculously elitist Númenorians. Having said that, it does seem to work for like 2,000 years. That's right, the last 17 videos, we covered about 500 years. We just covered 4 times that. Keep up. Okay, so they live on Numenor, doing, you know, what wise people do. They're writing history books, they're ascending this tall pillar mountain in the middle, and they can just catch a glimpse of the island of Valinor, where the Noldor now live. They also build ships, and take corn and general wisdom to the poor undeveloped savages living back in Middle-earth. Not the elves, the humans down south. This is the bit where I really thought Tolkien was going to get in trouble for plagiarising the Bible, because you read through this long list of kings, like the Book of 1 and 2 Kings, and none of them have a name you can pronounce, like the Book of 1 and 2 Kings. No cookies for the smart ass who says David. But then, because, you know, they're very wise, they start to realise, hey, the elves, who are kind of related to us, some of them, they live forever, and we don't. That's not fair! So the Valar send a few elves over to Numenor as messengers, like, hey, death wasn't meant to be a punishment, at first. And we don't have it easy, you know. You know, we get really bored hanging around here. At least you don't get bored. Ooh, that is their smack-down winning argument. Surprisingly, it doesn't comfort the Númenorians much. I don't know why. So now there's this split between people who are annoyed with the Valar and people who still want to be friends with them and with the elves. And that faction is called the Elendili, the Elf Friends. Aragorn's ancestor, Elendil, was named after these people, not the other way around, because that confused the crap out of me. The kings of Numenor lose all respect for Eru Ilúvatar, and they start basically researching the Philosopher's Stone so they can live forever. The split between them and the Elf Friends gets wider and wider until all elven languages are banned, and if you're an Elf Friend, you have to pretend you're not. They do have a token good king, Tar Palantir, who is like the white sheep of the family because he likes elves, and he has only one child, a daughter, and he gives her a good elven name, Miriel. The name of Feanor's mother, that's not weird. Anyway, when he dies, there shouldn't be a problem. The Unfinished Tales tell us that there were queens of Numenor. She should be the queen. But instead, his nephew, Ar-Pharazôn, forcibly marries her, tells her she's called Ar-Zimrafel now, and he's the king. Woo! And nobody complains. Nobody even goes, You do know she's your cousin, right? I don't have a little meme for Cousin Seth. Surely there should be one by now. Yep, he'll do. And into this crapsack steps Sauron. The fascinating thing about Sauron is, reading Lord of the Rings, I couldn't have been less interested in him. But reading the Silmarillion and looking back at Lord of the Rings, it looks like he's acting out of character. Because they call him Sauron the Deceiver, but it's really hard to lie and manipulate and, you know, control people when all you've got to work with is a giant eyeball. Sauron in the First and Second Ages could change form. I mean, we've already seen him do werewolf and how well that worked out for him. So now he does ridiculously hot guy. Because he sees that Numenor has a massive army and navy. They're actually really powerful, and he hasn't built Mordor up enough to be able to withstand them. Also, he's been spending all his troops having a go at Gil-galad and Elrond and Galadriel. We'll hear more about that later. But that's okay, because Sauron has a better idea. He gets himself captured by the Númenorian ships. Now, they totally don't trust him. They're not completely thick. They take him back to Numenor in chains. But then he's exactly where he wanted to be. All he needs is to get the king to listen to him, just for a second. And in 3 years, Sauron is the king's chief advisor. I think we have to be kind of in awe of his psychology skills here. Not admiring, because he's evil, but in awe. How? Even taking the fact that Ar-Pharaoh's totally stupid, that is impressive. So seeing that Sauron's totally in with the king, the rest of the king's council of advisors start fawning over him as well. And you know, Sauron, he's been around a long time. He's got a lot of knowledge and he can clearly sweet-talk a person. In 3 years, he's got the king worshipping Morgoth. Now there is one member of the council who is not into this. He is called Amandil, and he's the father of Elendil, who we've hopefully all heard of. So he is, as you could probably guess, he's not into this. He's an elf friend. In which case he probably shouldn't have named his boy a name which means elf friend, if he wanted to stay secret. So yeah, Sauron gets him kicked off the council, but for the moment he's still really well respected, so nobody moves against him yet. So all the pieces are set. Sauron's taking over Numenor, Elendil and his family stand ready to move against him, and I've just about filled up a video. So, hope you enjoyed the exposition. Yeah, next one, hopefully, should be a bit more action-packed.